Hey guys, welcome back to my channel according to Artie. And I'm excited. This is my anniversary video since I have been recording. If you've been following along on my Instagram, I'm excited. I mean, I just can't stress that enough. When I go back, sorry, this bonnet is acting up. Charlotte is fighting back today. Anywho, if you just go back to my videos and you start from the beginning, I know that you've seen me recording from, in my car, sitting on the floor, just kind of, avoiding the camera. And here I am today, sitting here just in front of some natural light or whatever, coming to you straight with a topic that I'm really passionate about, and that is the DL lifestyle experience, really, or lifestyle just as a whole. And so that is what we're talking about. The reason that we're talking about it is because I do feel like it is an epidemic, right, within especially the Black community, but universally, but we're talking about it from the Black community and the Black perspective and experience, right? I also just feel like it's something that can be fought against, right? I think that women, play a part in just trying to create a different sort of narrative and not supporting it. I don't think that men or women rather are to be blamed for it, but we'll get into what I mean by that. And let's just jump right in. So what is it to be DL, right? What are we saying when we say DL? First and foremost, this video is not meant to hurt or, shade anyone or anything like that. It really is meant to talk about men or women, right? Typically we see it in men or we talk about it in men, but it can be a woman. But being DL is someone who's attracted to the same sex, right? But they're also with the opposite sex, but usually that person doesn't know. That's what makes them DL, because they don't know. So that person doesn't identify as bisexual, but they identify as heterosexual, right? But they have other attractions, right? That is a DL person. So, and again, we typically see it in men, right? But it can be male or female, being a DL person. And we are not talking about people who are closeted. We're not talking about people who are just private with their sexuality or anything like that. We're simply talking about people who are, attracted to both sexes, but live their lives as if they are only heterosexual, and they involve people in that experience, whether it be girlfriends, wives, children, husbands, boyfriends, because like I said, it can be women as well. So we're not talking about people who are just private. So please don't feel offended by the video. I have been there myself. I recently came out as gay on my Instagram about a year ago, last summer, and it was really big for me because I was just someone who liked the fact that not everyone from my past knew my life, right? Because I wasn't comfortable yet. So just my point in saying I'm not offending anyone. Now, let's jump in. So the reason that I feel that the DL lifestyle is something detrimental to the Black community is because when I think about people who are DL, right? They are people who, like we talked about, attracted to more than just one sex, but they lead lives portraying something different. So put yourself in the mindset, right? I'm an empath, and I always try and put myself just in the mindsets and hearts and standpoints of people. And when I really just think about it from the receiving end of a person, dating or being with someone who's DL, not knowing, and then just the person, perpetrating the DL behavior, to me, it's just treacherous. Because I think about it, so you're a person, right? And I come to you and I say, hey, I'm attracted to you. I'm a man and I'm into women, right? And then you get with me and you don't know that I'm into the opposite, or the same sex rather, as well, or anything else I may be attracted to. And I just feel like that is a person's right, right? I feel like you take away a person's right when you don't disclose that. I think, with STDs, past sexual experiences, things like that, if you've been in and out of prison, charged with anything, I just think those are things that a person should know about you before they decide they want to be with you. I think they have that right. And when you don't disclose that and you just get with them, you take that right away from them. So that's just really just my opinion on that part of it, but that really is subjective. It really depends on how you feel about that. However, what I will say is, it is absolutely wrong, outside of that, if you get with someone and you didn't disclose it, right, but you're still dealing with the same sex. That's the part that we're really gonna hone in on in this video. When you are with someone, they don't know that you are, attracted to the same sex, whatever, that's, subjective, but it's wrong to still be dealing with the same sex, not telling them, right? Because I, in my opinion, feel like it's a trickle down effect. So you of course are impacting your family because you're not really fully engaged, you're not fully present, because when you're denying a part of yourself, how can you truly have a healthy relationship with a woman, right? How can you truly be a good parent, right? And I just think that that's just foundational with anything. I'm an advocate of knowing yourself before you get with anyone, period. So let alone, we're talking sexuality, a very deep part of who we are. Denying that part of your sexuality is detrimental to yourself as a person. And I'm talking about black men here, but it is really universal. And then it trickles down from there, because now you're with this woman and you half in, half out, and she might not know what's going on with you. She probably thinking y'all having communication problems. She could be thinking anything, right? And little does she know it's something that even yourself, you don't have a grasp on your sexuality. And that's not fair to take someone through that. That is a struggle. I get it. Sexuality is such a struggle. I am not bashing anyone. It is such a struggle. But understand this, I have no sympathy nor empathy for people who are DL, because it is a choice. You could just choose to be closeted. You could just choose to not come out and come into your own, truth in your own right and in your own light, right? In your own time. But to say, you know what, I'm just not going to do that for whatever reason, that is your own right and your own choice, but I'm just going to instead live a double life and have my cake and eat it too. That is wrong. That is wrong. And you should be locked up if you are doing that to people, because it is treacherous. You are stealing years from a woman or a man, and they don't know that you'll never be giving them your full self. Because a lot of times these men, these DL men, we're talking about men in this video, but it can be, again, women as well. I can't stress that enough. I'm sorry, I keep hearing my neighbors being ghetto. Anywho, with the DL lifestyle, it is a choice. That's why I don't have any sympathy for it. Now, it trickles down from there, because then the woman doesn't know what's going on with you, like we said, and then your child, you're not full in with yourself, you're not full in with your significant other, you're definitely not going to be full in as a parent, I don't think, when you don't have a grasp on, something like your sexuality and something like that. To be grappling with that is deep and it's powerful, and I definitely believe it, is going to have an influence on your parenting. And so that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, when it comes to these DL men, just to kind of give you guys a personal testimony, because I don't want to seem like I'm coming, left field and I'm just bashing anyone, but I had a best friend who was DL, right? And when we met, full disclosure, no shade here, no judgment, no, being nervous, right? Just being real. It was my life. I lived it. When I had that friend, when we first met, we met on a sexual nature, right? And just hooking up, things like that. And we just started to build a rapport. That's just how I am. I just don't be out here hooking up with people. I don't knock it, but that's where it started, and it led to a friendship, and letting me know he had a girlfriend and he had a child. That really raised some red flags just within me, right? Because we already have so much mounted against us as black people, right? So much that we have to deal with in America, right? Within our own households, right? So many traumas, so many battles. So to add one more thing to it, it just touches home, and it hits home for me, rather. And so with this friend, once he told me these things, I was having these conversations with him, and, we ended up not having a sexual relationship anymore, and we were platonic because I just wasn't rocking with it, right? Fast forward, I had moved to another state, relocated, and our friendship ended because I had a conversation with him. I told him, because he had engaged, or he had gotten engaged. He had been proposed. I can't talk today. I'm sipping on this damn gin. Mess. I'm about to drink right out the damn cup. I need to be drinking water. I'm so sorry. But that's what I love about my vlog. We just dip in and out. It's such a relaxed environment. So with this friend that I had, right, he was proposing to his girl, right? And I told him, like, bro, you got to tighten up. You told me you proposed to this girl, and just last week you told me you was sitting on somebody's face. Like, let's keep it mean. Like, I'm just going there with y'all, right? And he just, was like, you know what? You're right, bro. I'm gonna tighten up. I'm going to just be on, Twitter or whatever, watching porn, whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna, be messing with guys anymore. Whatever. Fast forward, like I said, I moved. And I was on the phone with him, and he kind of told me that, in passing, somehow it came up in conversation that he was still messing with men, right? And I laid into him. I'm not gonna lie, I laid into him. I told him everything you think I told him. Like, if you know me and if you know my mouth, like, I'm the sweetest person, but I don't like shit like that. Like, you're my friend, my best friend at that, right? We developed a really good friendship, or so I thought. But there were some things with that as well. But I laid into him because he, at that point, showed me he was determined to not give up that lifestyle, right? Proposed to this girl, set the date for their marriage. I think it was this past spring. They may or may not be married. I don't know. I fell out with him, but listen, it's crazy because these men, here's the thing also, in the gay community, it is definitely an attraction within the community. It's a fantasy, the whole DL men, right? Oh, he's married. Oh, he got something to lose. Oh, he just want to come through and just have sex. Like, that's an appeal to the gay community. Let's just be honest. And so also within the gay community, apps, right? We meet people on apps. Most gay people, a lot of us, not all, but a lot of gay people meet other people on apps, right? That's really the way we communicate. That's the way we meet our significant others, our friends sometimes, right? And so it is such an easy environment. I'd even say that those apps are a breeding ground for DL men, because it's anonymity. It's, I can get on there. I say I have a big dick. I say that I got a wife, and I know that that's an appeal. They might not even know it's an appeal, but it is to gay men, right, who are openly gay or otherwise, and it's an attraction. And so I knew he was determined to not stop. I knew that he just was so caught up in the lifestyle, and it was a hard hit because, like I said, he was a best friend, and I don't call too many people friends. Like, if I call you a friend and you know that, just know that I'm rocking with you. Like, y'all know that already, but I can't stress that enough, right? I called him a best friend, and so I laid into him. And I say all that to say, I had a friend, right, who was DL. So I'm not insensitive to the topic. And to be honest, I didn't drop this video for so long because of him, out of respect for my friend, even though I have no sympathy for people who practice, the whole DL lifestyle, or a part of it rather. But I still was sensitive to him as a friend. But, he's gone now, and I'm dropping this video because we got to talk about it, because it has to stop, right? I used to deal with men, date men or whatever, have sex with men who were DL, because as a gay man growing up, coming into my own, not being myself, yet not knowing who I'm meant to be as a gay man, as a person, right? But just knowing that I always felt this way, right? It was hard. So when you come into this lifestyle, and like I said, the only thing that I did know for sure is that you meet on apps. So then I get on these apps, and it's filled with DL men, and it was easy to meet them. A lot of times they are easier to meet because they're not complicated. They really want cut and dry experiences sometimes. They want, I can't host is what it's called, right? I can't have you come over because I have a wife. So I'm going to come out. Like, it's very transactional. And I guess because it was an easier segue or pathway that I took into the lifestyle, I did come across a lot of DL men, and I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of it because I have sisters, right? I have family members that are married. I have Black women, right, who have raised me, who are my best friends. And so once I stepped into myself and developed my own moralities and my own ideologies and values and things like that, I'm so much against it. And so I just can't do it anymore. I don't. And I can't have friends that practice it, right? So I really am approaching it from that standpoint, from the standpoint of being DL doesn't just affect you. It's not you just being private. See, people, that's what they think. These men identify as straight, and they think that they're not hurting anyone, and it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. That woman, speaking about my best friend, my ex-best friend, she may never find out, right? And it's like he may think that he's getting away with it, but it's just like, if you're a believer of the Bible, and he was, I told him, like, you're going to have to answer for that. If you believe in the Bible like you say you do, then you know that the Bible talks about men who don't take care of their households. And just because you pay a bill, just because you financially take care of your family, doesn't mean that you are taking care of your family still, right? There's a laundry list of things that go along with taking care of a family. And the first basic thing is that you need to be true to your soon-to-be wife, right? You can't disrespect your significant other, right? The mother of your child, father of your child, and think that you are a good parent. That's also the point that I'm trying to make. when you're practicing this DL lifestyle, it's still cheating, right? It's still cheating. It's the simple form of it all is it's cheating, right? Gay or straight, it's cheating, and it's something that you're doing to your significant other, and then you say that you're a good parent still. How? You're being disrespectful to the mother. And it's a trickle down effect. It doesn't just affect one person, and I can't stress that enough. So that is really where I'm coming with it. And when I think about the world that we live in, right? It is so much on social media that contributes to being DL. It's so much on social media that makes people who are DL, right, or who would like to, maybe just sign on to the DL lifestyle. It's such a breeding ground, right? When I think about these social media accounts that a lot of women that I know follow, I did my research and I checked some of your pages. Like these men, and you know the men that I'm talking about, every day, hey ladies, good morning ladies, what's going on ladies, I do massages ladies, I'm a nude model ladies, I'm a instructor ladies, I'm a trainer ladies, and it's like, okay, cool, right? Because now we're talking about the whole straight fishing, gay fishing thing, right? Gay baiting, straight baiting. With that, when I think, first of all, what is gay fishing, right? What is straight fishing? What is gay baiting, straight baiting? Think about those terms as like catfishing, right? Portraying something totally different than what you really are. So some of these men are on social media and they're portraying themselves as straight, right? And they're enticing and, seducing women. That's how they pull people in, right? They go out of, their way to make sure we know that they aren't gay, right? They say those things out their mouth. They have actually bash gays, right? All of this to create this narrative, right? And then you subscribe to their work, some of their works. Well, before we even get into that, right? Let's just say this. You follow some of their pages. Take, for example, Dallas Wade, and I will put his name up top. Dallas Wade, right? I believe he was on America's Next Top Model. Now, I don't know what he identifies as, but I just feel like I believe he identifies as straight. But anyway, when you follow his content, right? His ass is always accentuated in his photos and videos, and he takes pictures of his ass all the time. And please don't follow his like OnlyFans or Twitter. I don't subscribe to anyone's porn, but I know people who do. And for research purposes for this video, I had to hit the Bat Cave and get some links and shit, but because I really wanted to come to you guys with facts and content that was based in facts that you guys can look up. But Dallas Wade is someone who, his content, if you didn't know that he identifies as, not gay, or whatever. Matter of fact, I don't want to say what he identifies as because I don't know. But he is someone that doesn't identify as gay openly, right? But flirts with gay activity on his page and his content, right? And that is gay baiting and gay fishing, straight baiting, straight fishing. That's what we're talking about, right? Another person, LMG Bang Bang, I believe, _ Bang Bang. His account, all about ladies. He always puts questions and polls in his Instagram stories, and it's always about, sexual questions, right? Some of his responses, and sometimes gay people respond, and he's super homophobic. I don't have my tablet right here, but some of his content, I was looking at some of the screenshots, and it's like, no, I'm not gay. My body is just art. Okay, that's your right, your opinion. We respect that, right? Here's my thing. But then I go in your OnlyFans, and there's men eating your ass. And your response to that is, well, they paid me to do it. $20-some thousand or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I got paid to do it. First of all, stop capping, bro. Second of all, the person that was eating your ass, Malik Joseph, is a very known gay person who does pornography, and he is known for turning out the straight boys. So let's cut the lies. Then on his OnlyFans, scrolling, because he made it free on Christmas Day. Love that he did that so I could get free content to talk to you guys about. He had a post that said, it was a three-way, him, Malik Joseph that we talked about, and this woman, right? And the caption was, yeah, bro invited me over to fuck his wife. Now, he cut Malik Joseph's face off. But again, I know that Malik Joseph is gay and that ain't that man's wife, and you were having a threesome for whatever reason to promote your OnlyFans, right? But here's the thing, I get it. because it's no different than watching any sort of pornography and they put these titles on these things, or buying any sort of product and you don't really know what the story behind the person is true to pull you in. So I'm not faulting someone for saying that, hey, I'm this, I'm that, I pulled you in, and then when you got here, you saw that I'm doing gay shit and you stayed and you subscribed. That is on you at that point. I just have an issue with being homophobic, bashing people when you first come out, and then a year or so later, then we catch you getting your ass ate. You know what I'm saying? We catching you having threesomes with men. We catching you showing your asshole on social media and things like that, and Twitter and on porn sites. And it's like, what changed? But you don't identify as gay. I have a problem with that, right? And I have a problem with the women that support these men, because women and gay men, right? The mix are these men's biggest supporters, and some of these women be right in these comments rocking with them, be right on these live video streams rocking with him, and I'm just like, what has changed in the world? Because I don't know any straight men that just show their ass up and down Instagram only, right? Like, if I'm a man and I have something to accentuate as a straight man, my ass was the only thing that I'm showing, call me narrow-minded, and I'm just gonna take that bullet. I don't think that that is something that I would say is straight. I'm not saying it's gay, I'm saying it's not solely straight. With that being said, these are the things that he does, right? And it's just like, when women support him, you are creating a comfort zone for DL men and people. I'm not saying he's DL, but people who are DL see things like that. And if I was DL, it would make me feel comfortable being DL. If I saw women openly supporting men who display things like this, because it's not just him, there's so many accounts like this. These nude and paint sipping models, right? These men, you go on their Instagram and they are gay men. All you have to do is go to the page. Oh, paint and sipping events. Okay, you're on the page. Oh, that man looks good. He's coming to a state near me. Here's the roster. The people are tagged. Sometimes they're not, but if you just do your research and look around, sometimes they are. They're openly gay. Not only are they openly gay, they do openly gay porn. It's like, do you not care? And I did a little feeler in Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse. Follow me at suave_savant. And we did a topic because I wanted to do a little feeler before bringing it to the video. And I asked women, like, do women not care? Like, would you go to a strip club and it's a gay strip club? Would you go to a painting event and knowing that those men are not into women at all, but then they're lifting you up and rubbing your bodies down and putting their penises in your face? I'm not gonna lie, that wouldn't attract me or turn me on. Like, I couldn't go to a strip club and let a woman do that to me. Do I want to go to a strip club? I've never been. I would love to go to a women's strip club. I love women, they're beautiful, but I'm not sexually attracted to them, so I wouldn't want their parts in my face. Like, you know what I mean? So a lot of women told me in that chat room that they simply don't care. Like, if they're paying for a service, like a massage service, and he's saying that he's only into women and that's how he makes his coin, they don't really care what he's into. And I say, that is your right, and nobody's knocking people for getting their money how they get it. But understand this, ladies, when you do that, you are creating an environment for DL men to feel comfortable being DL men, right? Because it literally be right under y'all's noses. Like, these men be so gay. Another one, love him, great supporter, not shading him. I'm not saying anything about his sexuality, but justbmore is, what is it? He does choreography, right? Great dancer, right? But his videos, hey ladies, what's going on? But then his pictures and videos, he's taking side-by-side selfies with his homies, right? And dick prints are showing. Again, I'm not saying I know what he identifies as, but when he speaks and when he shows his content, his sexual content, he's directing it at women, right? That's gonna make anyone think you identify as heterosexual if you only always direct your content only and always towards women. That is not me reading into anything, that is just factual. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming through with the macho, the machismo, and the this, that, and the third, and I'm saying, good morning, ladies, what you think about this video? And it's my dick swinging around in my pants. Like, you're gonna think that I'm a straight man, right? Or I am trying to portray myself as one, right? But then I'm taking pictures with my best friends or whatever, and then their dicks are showing. Again, I don't know straight men that do that. I'm a gay man and I don't do that because I just think it's weird to be, I'm not having sex with you. So I don't, for what? For clout? Like, I wouldn't even do that for, I guess, clout, because I'm not that person, but I just don't understand it. like to identify as straight or to portray yourself as straight, but then you do these things, like that's not straight, ladies. I need you guys to understand, like, and you guys are really blurring lines. And if you just don't care, like if that's what you're into, because I'm not saying that you have to be into, you know, just straight men or whatever the case may be. Sex and sexual energy is fluid. But what I'm saying is, if you are a straight woman and you identify as a straight woman, and I'm talking to my black women, my sisters, I'm going to ask, because I see so many who follow these pages. I know so many who follow these pages. I know and see so many who go to these paint and sip events, right? I'm going to ask, I'm going to beg, I'm going to implore you to stop supporting these men, stop supporting these events. Because when it ends up coming full circle and you end up with a man who is DL, all of these little things that you don't even think about contributes to the DL lifestyle. You're making people feel comfortable being DL, and they should not. I'm going to say that, and I don't care who it offends. It is not okay to be DL. I don't like anyone who's DL. If you are DL, please unfollow me, please unfriend me, anything like that, because it is not okay. Okay? I told my ex-best friend, you are left with one of two choices if you would like to continue a friendship with me. You need to either break up with that girl and live your life as a gay man, because when you cheat on her, it's with men. When you watch porn, you watch gay porn, you're not straight. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not straight. And so when I told him, I said, you need to either break up with her, you know, and live as a gay man, or we're just going to be done. Because that's your only option. To DL men, that's my only advice to you. If you are with a woman and you are deeply ingrained with a woman at this point and you are DL, if you want to make things right and be a decent man for the rest of your life after the fucked up shit that you've already done to, you know, the woman at that point, and children if you have them, you have got to then break it off with her and just live your life, bro. Because you can't keep stealing years from a person's life. You can't keep stealing their right to have a choice. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, just like I look at someone and I say, oh, if you're white or if you're black or if you're this, I have a right to pick and choose who I like to date. A person has a right to choose if they want to be with someone if they've been with the same sex or opposite sex. Like I, with men, personally, I'm not into you really if you've been with women in your past. I have that right. I don't have to explain why I feel that. It's simply just my right. It's not discriminatory. It's just my right, my preference. But you take that away when you're DL. So I don't feel sorry for anyone who's DL because it's a choice that you've made, right? Because my thing is, you're grown, right? You are not forced into this. You're grown. The worst thing that could happen in coming out, because I'm not about dragging anyone out the closet, right? But the only thing that can happen is that people disown you. But if you're an adult and you pay your own bills, can't nobody stop feeding you, take your car away, put you out, what are you afraid of, right? Now, still, I'm not forcing anyone, you know, to come out before they are ready. But to say, because some of these men, I can guarantee would feel like they had no choice. But it's not. You sat there and you said, you know what, I like men, right? But I don't want to be openly gay for whatever reason. Maybe I felt like somebody was going to judge me. I felt like somebody was going to disown me. I felt like somebody, you know, was going to talk about me, and I care too much what people think about, right? Whatever your reason is your own reason. But what made it wrong was you sat there and you said, So instead of being decent and saying, you know what, because I do have all of these hangups, I'm just going to not deal with men because I'm not ready for that right now. And I'm just going to solely deal with women or no one at all, because you know what, I'm not going to even deal with women because I don't like women and I want to be true to myself and I don't want to hurt anyone. But instead of that, you made a conscientious decision to just be with both, right? And not tell her. And then we'll have the nerve to sit up there, much like the Jeffree Star men, you know, his ex of the world that he was dealing with, the DL guy, right? Sit there and say, oh, I don't think I have to tell anyone. That's my business. I'm bisexual. Are you bisexual when nobody really knows it? Like, can you really be bisexual when you only identify as straight to the outside world, but when you are by yourself, something different comes out? Are you bisexual? Really? I mean, identify with what you want to identify with and identify as whatever you want to identify as, but let's be real, let's be honest with ourselves. 2020 has been the year of being honest with ourselves. What I want to convey in this video is be honest with yourself, right? It starts with being honest and knowing yourself. When I tell you it is the best life to live, the one that you know, are honest with yourself in, where you love yourself first, everything else comes after that, and everything else after that is a lot more beautiful and a lot more pure when you have a grasp of who you are, right? And especially with something like sexuality. I've never grasped with sexuality to an extent, and I have grasped with it, but it never took me to a point where I ever considered taking a black woman through the nonsense for the sake of me not coming out as gay. I don't understand that. I don't care enough about people's opinion. I know that if I married a man today or tomorrow, my siblings and my family would disown me. But that doesn't make me say stop dealing with men or deal with men because I don't want to stop. Because that's your problem. You don't want to stop, and that's what you really like. Y'all love men. DL men, like, first of all, on Twitter, Instagram, like, or more so on Twitter, there are accounts that are dedicated, to just the DL lifestyle. And they don't want you following them or trying to hit on them if you are not also DL. Like, it is a whole thing, ladies. Like, you have got to open your eyes to the nonsense. And I just want to throw some tips out there. Stop letting these men, do this under y'all nose. Like, I know a lot of women, who have men and they have these friends that you've never met. You don't know where he goes when he's hanging out with the boys. And that's another thing with the whole DL lifestyle. You take away her security. She got, herself out here thinking that she's sending you off out into the world and you doing right by her. Yeah, I'm going out with the boys. I'm not going out with no women. Little does she know she got to be concerned with you going out with the boys. That's not okay. That's what I'm saying. You sit there and you think that you're not hurting anyone else, but you are. You're hurting her, and you're taking advantage of her trust. And you're doing that because you haven't been caught, but it's still treacherous. And you can't dare say that you're a good or decent father if you are doing that to the parent of your child, right? I just believe that wholeheartedly. I'm not changing on it. You cannot be a good parent if you are disrespecting the parent, also of the child, the other parent of the child. So, and just that would just be my tips, ladies, with these accounts that you follow. Pay attention to what they are posting, right? What do they show so much, right? They talk about women all day long. Have you seen them with a woman? Really, have you seen them consistent with a woman? They talk a big game. They swear they got a big this, that, and the third, and they can do this, that, and the third, and their bodies is on point. But have you seen them with women, right? And then because I'm gay and I follow gay accounts, I see some of these things that they like, in the likes, right? I go to a person's page and I'm not even, looking to see the stuff. I just go to a person's page, I see the profile, and it says such and such like this. Such and such was straight, I thought. And it's gay accounts that they're liking, gay people's, bodies and different things, right? And it's just like, that's the thing there. Like, when it comes to what you like on social media and what you watch in the privacy of your own home, and when you cheat who it is that you sleep with, those things tell everything about, in this topic, your sexuality. You know what I'm saying? What you do when no one else can see you, right? That is your sexuality. That is what I want to say to DL men. What you do when no one else can see you, the porn that you watch, the men that you cheat with, yeah, you might be bisexual, and I'm not saying that you can't be bisexual, right? But you're still DL, right? And you can identify as bisexual and actually sleep with women and cheat with men on the side, right? But if the person you are with only knows that you are straight and doesn't know that you also like the same sex, you are not heterosexual. I'm sorry, you're not. I'm not sorry, you aren't. It just is what it is. And it just ain't what it ain't. And you ain't straight. I get so passionate about this topic because it's so treacherous, bro. It is so treacherous, and it is an epidemic that we have got to tackle because we have so much built against us. It starts with the unification of the Black home. And I get it. There's traumas associated with being gay. If you are familiar with buck breaking and slavery, where, the master would not only, of course, rape and abuse our women, our Black women, but they did it to Black men. So what that has done to us is exactly what has happened. A lot of Black men don't feel comfortable being their authentic sexual selves. A lot of Black men, they feel as though they can't openly be gay because we're expected to be so strong, because for so long we couldn't be strong because we weren't in the household, right? We couldn't protect our Black women. So it's like, damn, there's that mindset. And I'm not saying that every DL man is walking around thinking that way, but I do think subconsciously there's that knowledge in the back of our mind that, there's a certain preconceived notion and, different sort of conceptions and misconceptions that are associated with Black men and expectations that are placed on Black men. We all, I think, know that as Black people, right? Whether we kind of know it in the forefront of our minds or just subconsciously. And when I think about Black men and sexuality, because of what we have experienced as a people, I don't think that a lot of black men feel comfortable just being like, yo, I'm gay, even though they pay their own bills, because it is such a feeling of, sleeping with men because of, the history of where it's come from with us. I'm not saying that, we weren't openly gay back then, but a lot of us, being abused as slavery and being historically in slavery and being historically abused, right? And we're talking sexuality, using sexuality and using sex to historically abuse people causes a systematic and long-lasting trauma that we have not shaken, to the point where we can't even just be gay because we feel like that's feminine. We can't be gay because we feel like it takes away our ability to provide. We feel like it's something that even if we take care of ourselves, we're scared to death to come out as gay. Even myself, living on my own, taking care of myself, even I know that it's something within the black community that isn't necessarily the happiest thing, seeing a gay black man. And I get it, but I implore you, black men, the answer is not to then lock away a part of yourself. I'm not ever saying that, right? But it's also not locking away a part of yourself, but then, or you think you are, but then still kind of indulging in it, but not fully, which is terrible to do to yourself, because you can't turn off a part of yourself. But then also to lock that part away from yourself and to lock yourself, I know I'm stuck on this because it's deep. You're locking yourself away from yourself, and then you are portraying a lie of a life for the rest of your life. That is something that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Because at what point do you stop acting? Like, at what point do you step into your own life? Like, to live in a role your whole life, you're playing the role of something that you're not. Playing the role of a straight man because you're scared to be yourself. Playing the role and maybe even sleeping with women and not being attracted to women. Because again, my ex-best friend, when he was cheating and I knew about it, it was with men. The porn that I knew he watched, and because he used to send me things, right, links and stuff. You know how you do with guys, your friends and shit, sending different, I don't know, people send porn and shit, like, whatever, you do it, right? And he would send me those things when we were cool like that, and it was always gay stuff. It was, so he, for all intents and purposes, in my mind and heart, was gay, but living the life of a straight man. And so, not bisexual. She did not know he was bisexual. He doesn't identify as bisexual. He identifies as straight. But when you back them against the wall, DL men, they'll always be like, well, I'm, bisexual, and it's a double standard. And it's just, yes, it is a double standard. I'm just messing up my little setup here, child. It is a misconception, a double standard, that with men, to be openly gay is such a huge, hit to the community, right? People take it as a hit to the whole community when they see a black man be gay. But to see a woman be gay is a lot more accepted, and it's even more accepted to see a white man be gay. So I get where it comes from. I get the traumas. I get the misconceptions. I get the expectations that are placed on black men, but that's not the answer. The answer is not in, I'm just going to go with it, and I'm just going to have my cake and eat it too. I'm going to try, and I'm going to take a black woman through a life of hell, even though she don't know, she and I going through problems. She don't know why we got problems. We arguing and shit. And that's another thing. You are always going to have an unhappy relationship when, in my mind, because there's something there. There's an elephant in the room that you don't even know is in the room. Something's there as the woman or the partner that doesn't know that the person is DL, but you don't know what it is, right? You guys are arguing about shit, but he ain't gonna ever, or she ain't gonna ever be able to be square with you because they ain't square with themselves. So that's just really why I'm an advocate for really stopping this DL lifestyle and the epidemic that it is, because it's a horrible thing to do to yourself. It's a horrible thing to put another person through, a child through. And I hate it as well as from the gay community perspective, because it always falls back on us as, oh, another gay person turning out, a man, who must have got turned out, or it's, just another gay person breaking up a household. And it's like, that has nothing to do with that man being gay, and everything to do with the fact that he just can't be honest with himself, right? It just so happens that he is into gay, things or whatever. But it really just the fact that he's not square with himself and he's a liar. But when people see it happening, like, oh, he was a DL pastor and that's why I hate gay people. And it's just like, that ain't got shit to do with the gay community, but everything to do with the person who was just a liar, right? But I am an advocate for just, if you are already in the DL lifestyle, get out of it by stopping what you're doing. And you can't not be yourself, but you can choose to not be gay or, practice being gay or sleeping with men. That's a choice. If that's what you want, then do that. Some people, religious reasons, personal choices, what have you, will choose to not be with men or whatever because of those beliefs. If that is you, then do that. But if you feel like you can't do that because that's not what you want to do, you want to be with men and women, then openly do that. If you feel like you will never want to openly be with men, but you want to be with men, then I say don't be with a woman. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't be closeted or private. I hate that term, closeted. I hate that I use it. I hate you when I want to say is you can't be private about your sexuality, but then want to be with a woman because you want to protect image or whatever, what have you, but then want to still sleep with men. You can't do that. Like those three things you can't do. You can't want to be private and identify as straight, but then to the woman, she don't know, but then you also still sleeping with men. Like those three things that you bouncing back and forth, that's what creates being DL. And it's not okay. It's a terrible thing to do to a person. I wouldn't want it done to me, laying next to someone not knowing, right, that they're into something, right? That's huge. To me, in my mind, knowing that someone is attracted to certain things is huge for me in a relationship. Like, I'm not hung up on it outside of a relationship, but if I was the person in a relationship and found out, you were into women, like, that would be like, why didn't you tell me that? Like, that could change things for a person. And then here's what a lot of DL people will say, because I saw that, I don't know the show. It was a show with the gay guy who was with the woman, and he told her right before they got married, and then she fell out with him, and he was like, that's why I didn't tell you. I believe it was on Netflix. And that's not an excuse. Oh, so I didn't be honest with you because I knew if I was honest with you, you might not want to be with me. That's called her right. That's my thing. You don't get to take away a person's right. Like, that's what makes it manipulative. That's what makes it treacherous. You don't get to do that. Like, and then he said it like it was something we were supposed to feel sorry for. Like, this is why I don't tell people, because every time I tell people that I'm also into men, they just leave me. Okay, that's their choice. And that's their right. Now, I'm not saying that they should be saying anything derogatory towards you or bash you, but if they say, you know what, I'm not rocking with a man who's also into men, I just don't like that. That's their right. Because personally, again, I don't like men who's also into women. That's my right. You don't get to take that away from a person and then, say and use for a reason as to why you took it away from a person was because you were the victim, would have a person believe that you were the victim and you had to orchestrate all of this to protect yourself. That is manipulative and is dead wrong. And I have no sympathy for it. I'm sorry, my mouth is like salivating because I'm so passionate about this topic, because it touches on a lot of things as a gay man. It touches on me as a black man, because it really is a killer in our community. So many of these men, I'm telling you, the men that I have met over the years, and I've seen them, and it's like, yo, you would never know. You would never know. And some of these men do it so well. You know what I'm saying? When she not home, and he home, different schedules, he out playing. You know what I'm saying? When he running out, some of these men running out to the store, running out to pick her up something, and then they running out and getting some dick or some ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you meet them and you look at them and you be like, nothing about you would ever give me any indication that I thought you dealt with men or anything like that. Not saying being gay or being attracted to men looks like any one thing, but when I tell you, they look like the quintessential I'm only attracted to women, the way society portrays it. And that's another thing, in of itself. People are portraying these roles, right? People are playing these characters, and it's just sad. But I can't stress it enough. Again, I just really am an advocate for either be honest with the woman and co-parent, right? So that you can be honest with yourself and live a happy life, if that's you, if you're DL. Or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Make a commitment to the relationship. If you got to that point and you say, you know what, for the sake of this relationship and I got a child, if you want to commit to your relationship, then you need to tighten up and not still deal with men, though. Like, you can't be doing both. Like, that's where it's wrong. That's where it's wrong. And that's my only little bit of like niceness that I'm giving to DL people right now, is that little bit of advice, because I don't feel sorry for you, because you're not trapped in anything. If you're trapped in something like a marriage now at this point, it's because you put yourself there, right? And some of these men be trifling. They be on the profile, yeah, I'm married, I don't want nobody else unless you marry. Like, they want other men who have something to lose. Like, it's an attraction amongst DL men on these apps. And so that's why I just can't feel sorry for you, because it is a choice. And my advice to women is stop supporting things that are conducive to the DL lifestyle. When you go to these paint and sip events, and these are men who, some of them identify as straight, but then you let in, not no shade to anybody, but a very popular paint and sip is ran by a gay man. I don't know too many straight men that would run around with other men naked and let a gay man, right, be their manager when it comes to sexual events. I just don't know too many straight men that just would do something like that, right? Like, what straight man would just throw his entire, you know, trust really into a gay man's hands with a camera, right? Running around filming me and managing my social medias and, you know, managing my pornography and my pornographic content. Like, you can't tell me that you're not into men in the least bit. Like, that's just a lot of trust. And I'm just sorry, black men, as a black man, we ain't there yet mentally. For y'all coming in droves, you know, doing this shit. So this new drove of wave, I should say, of woke black men, bye. Then y'all there, and then it's like they let other men rub up on them at these events. And then all I'm gonna say is, women, because I'm going on a tangent, please stop supporting events that make DL men feel comfortable with being DL. Because when it comes full circle, and I hope that you never have a DL man in your life, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you something. You have probably been with DL men and didn't know. I'm telling you, you have probably, it is so rampant. It is so, I can't even express it enough. Like, I could just pull up a gay app right now, download a gay app, pull it up, and just scroll and show you all of the accounts. Go on Twitter, and I don't follow these accounts, but, you know, I did some research through Instagram accounts and things like that. So many accounts where these men are just proud to be married and DL, right? It is a lane that they have created for themselves within the gay community, although they don't identify as gay. And it's like insane. So all I'm gonna say is, please stop doing things to make a man feel comfortable with being DL, because when you do things like that, and you're just putting yourself in line to be with a DL man, right? Because it's making him feel comfortable with you being DL. And it's making the world of DL men feel comfortable, like, oh, the women, it can't be too bad. These women out here, they like it. Like, and that's another thing. If a man comes to you talking about, can you eat my ass? I'm not gonna say that that's gay, but I'm gonna say a narrow-minded thing. We live in a society where, as a black people, I would just be a little concerned if that's something that a black man, or, you know, came to you and proposed, right? Because I would want to know, as a woman, who's been doing that to you, right? If he tell you ain't been nobody that's done it to him, and he just got questions and he just want to do it, again, sexuality is fluid. The G-spot is within our anus as men, our ass, but it's still something, as a woman, I'm just going to say, pay closer attention. Because a lot of y'all out here as women, y'all eating ass, and there ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, y'all doing things that, I'm not saying straight men don't like certain things. There's nothing gay about that. I'm not, again, but I can't say without being just terrible. Like, I just feel like, I'm sorry, as a straight woman, you should not just be eating men's asses. I'm sorry. If that's your husband or whatever, cool. But a lot of y'all is eating these men's asses, and they just hookups. Like, these be gay men, like, or men, not all of them are gay, but some of them do be gay. My point in saying is, y'all do a lot as women that support DL in, like, gay behavior, and y'all making it too easy for these men, right? And that's all I'm saying on that. I'm not going to ever say it's a black woman or a woman's fault at all, period, for having a DL man or creating DL men in the lifestyle. But you guys do support it sometimes when you support these events, right? You make people feel okay with being DL. I would feel okay with being DL, or do feel okay if I was, you know, a newly DL person or whatever, if I saw black women being okay with it. Like, I would think it ain't that damn bad or taboo anymore. And that's really what's happening. It's a mixture of being a fantasy on the gay end and black women not really minding. I'm telling you, in this chat room, I had a lot of people in the chat room responding, women saying that they just really wouldn't care. Like, I'm just there to watch a show. I'm just there to get a massage. I'm just there to paint you. And it's like, okay, but just know it has an effect that goes beyond just those events. So that's my advice for women. That's my advice for the DL man, I guess, or woman, person. And that's just really where we're going with it. This video is exclusive on YouTube. I'm excited that you guys came and joined me. it is something that is only going to go up from here. I am newly on YouTube. We just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm a new mukbanger. I'm on Clubhouse, networking, and it's just awesome. And I'm glad to be doing all of this really right around the same time of each other. I mean, my anniversary is on the 30th of December, right? And I just joined Clubhouse earlier this month, maybe not even a week ago at this point. I'm saying earlier in the month, really, I mean earlier in the week. And what else? I hit 1,000 followers shortly after being on Clubhouse. So to drop this video on this date after hitting these milestones and just doing things like that, I'm excited. I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be, a year in the making, and I'm getting more comfortable in the camera. I'm not afraid to say I still get shy. I'm just excited to share this journey with you guys. I'm excited that all of you guys are even on my channel and you've been holding me down on Instagram for so long. If you don't follow my Instagram, feel free to check it out, suave_savant. I'll put it up there as well, suave_savant. And yeah, like, thank you so much for rocking with me. And, you know, I was gonna make this video a 2-part video, but because I've been asking you guys to kind of really wait and hold your horses for this video, a lot of you didn't know why I was holding off on making the video, because I had the friend at the time and I was torn. Thank you so much for patience. I wasn't promising some huge production or anything like that. What I was promising, it was just some really good, authentic content, right? If you guys want to keep this conversation going, if you have any questions about my life as a gay man and just my experience with DL men, or if you're a woman and you just got some questions about things maybe that you should be looking out for with your man, or maybe he's going through something with you or you're going through something with him and you got some questions, put it in the comments. Privately message me. It will go nowhere. As you've seen, the only reason I put those accounts out is because these men are openly, right, portraying their content as one thing, but then you subscribe to their content and they're openly something different. So I'm not dragging anyone out of anybody's closet. You see, I didn't put my best friend's name out there, even though you wouldn't know who he was, because I'm not that person. So if you have anything like that that you want to talk to me about, I am a resource. Again, like, I'm tongue-tied today. Like, comment if you'd like as well. Definitely subscribe and share. Social medias on Instagram, I am suave_savant. Same thing on Twitter with a number 1 on the end, suave_savant1. And then again on Clubhouse, suave_savant, like the Instagram. And of course you're here, so according to Artie, be on the lookout for more videos like this. It'll be under the playlist According to Artemis. I'm gonna put them all under that playlist, and then my mukbangs, of course, will be under its own playlist. So when you come to my channel, you'll be able to watch different shows, right? So thank you so much for you guys' support, building my confidence in this. I'm really new. It's funny, it is a year that I've been doing this. It's been a year, but it hasn't been like, okay, I'm just into this and this is just something that I'm great at and then, you know, consistent every month. Like, it's been months where I haven't been doing videos. There's been times where I wasn't the most confident. Like, this has literally just been the culmination, this video, the culmination of a journey, and a journey of confidence, a journey of self, a journey of stepping into myself and being proud of who I am as a gay man, as a black man in this country, right? Going through those struggles with you guys, and you've checked those videos out. Battling my own depressions, and we'll talk about that in some upcoming videos. And I just really want to connect with you guys. I really just want to take this somewhere, take it somewhere special. I feel it already. I know it's going to be so big. Even if it's just something that is always I do for just you guys, I know that it's going to be big because you guys rock with me and I rock with you. And I love it so much, and I love you back for the love you show. And I'm rambling at this point, but I'm just overjoyed, filled with so much love, because it really is just the end of the year. I'm not really a holiday person, but I am wearing the holiday vibes for you guys. But it's just because at the end of the year, I'm just filled with so much feelings, or so many feelings of reflection. And so this whole journey, being a YouTuber, content creator before YouTube, it's just a part of the journey, and I'm excited that you guys have shared it with me. A lot of you guys are my personal friends in real life, people that are new that I've met, that I can tell I'm gonna have great friendships with. So I'm excited that you guys just have come out and supported the video, and I wish you nothing but love, light, and as always, I hope that you guys are staying safe during the pandemic, that you guys are staying inside, wearing your masks, and please do the shadow work with you guys selves. my tongue tied today, you guys selves, yourselves. I'm an advocate of doing the behind the scenes work on yourself to make yourself a better person every day. It doesn't have to be a lot. If it's something as simple as, I don't like the way I think when it comes to situations like this, I want to change that. I don't like the way I act when I get mad, I want to change that. I don't like the, you know what I mean? Like, I am an advocate for it. So please, let's keep that up. This has been the year to do it. A lot of trials, tribulations, tests, and challenges, and battles. And so we are almost out of this year. 2021 is right around the corner, and let's just keep up the energy of, really just being fighters, right? A lot of us have stepped into new genres, a lot of us stepped into new career paths, new creativities, within our own rights, and I love it. I never in a million years thought that I'd be sitting here before you guys openly gay, openly myself, comfortable just being myself, right? If this was me a year ago and you told me I was gonna have to do a video, I would have been super dressed up. I would have been, clean shaven. You know what I'm saying? My hair would have not been in a bonnet or anything like that. Like, I wouldn't have even been in a bonnet. Like, you know what I mean? It's just small things that I'm appreciative for this year. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the vibes that you guys show me, and I love you guys. So enjoy the rest of your 2020. Again, stay safe, and I will see you guys in 2021. If I don't drop another video before then, you never know with me. I'm trying to be consistent with you guys, but y'all know how I be. I be on Black people time, but much love.